Sunil Gupta ji.
Thank you, Ajit. Good morning, everyone. And this is I feel highly privileged to be along with all of you through the virtual platform. So, dear Ajit ji, Dr. Rosetta Williams, my dear all principals of Dalmia Vidya Mandir schools, Chidava, Dalmiapuram, Kalyanpur and Rajgangpur, my dear all teachers and lovely children's students today here available on the virtual platform. So good morning to everyone. And I have heard the Ajit in the morning session today, and today is the fourth day. And unfortunately, I could not take up the time for previous 3 days, but today I joined in the morning and witnessing this through the virtual platform. Last year I had been in person when this functions was organized at our Rajgangpur plant, and I have seen that the versatility in our Dalmia Vidya Mandir's performance is given by the school children's from the various locations, from all three locations at Rajgangpur. So this year, that similar way, I think this is a great initiatives by Dr. Rosetta and supported by the entire DVM staff, teachers, and the students that we are connected through the virtual platforms, not missing this year, taking the excuse of the COVID-19 situations. In fact, that entire world is basically functioning through, and it's a great learning for everyone. And we in the organization are a little bit used to of it, such platforms. But for the students, I think this was a very, very new platform, and it's a really great initiative. And I think they have aligned themselves faster than the organizations. So once I welcome everyone, students, that of course this is a time for addressing you. I am not a good orator, but at least I can say these platforms are giving the opportunities to us to remember the older days when I was also I was a student like you. Friends, that every child is having a different kind of abilities gifted by the God, but nurturing is through either by the parents and secondly by the teachers. The school is a very good platform to nurture them, to bring the talents out from the students and make them a great leader or great successful civilians of the society for the country. So I really appreciate the efforts of all the schools, giving them a good learnings, creating them a good leaders, a good human being for the future. Of course, that everything cannot be given or taught by these schools. A very major role starts from the families. From them, we always learn our ethical values, some systems created, set up by the society and the families. So the basic, the nurturing starts from the family. What kind of culture, what kind of atmosphere we see in our family, that the students carries that reflection comes to the schools, and its major responsibility comes over the teachers for nurturing them for the future. So I thanks each and every schools, teachers to make them a good leader for the future. For the students, I would say that you are the future of the nations. You are the future of the world. Please be focused. Have an aim in your life, not just like a floating like a balloon, which is not having any destination until and unless this string is not taken by some, either by the parent, by any person. So for you, that your strings is in hand of your parents, your teachers. So have a aim in your life where you would like to be, move on. Success starts from the very young stage, from the beginning itself. Like that, every school is having thousands of students, but the performance being given by the very few students. So this is one kind of platform. I think students' talents can be identified and can be highlighted, and they can be brought to a different path. So that kind of the skill set is appearing from the beginning itself. So prepare yourself for the future from the beginning. Don't think that I would be of 18 years age, then only I will start thinking about my future, where I want to be. And so this is the time you start taking the actions for your future, where you really want to be. Of course, in our society, there are our ideals. Everybody is having their ideals. Students are also thinking that, okay, this teacher is good, this teacher is having some not liking. So every individual is having that kind of the freedom, and anyone can think for anyone. But the perceptions what we normally carry is not the permanent. If we are open, that we find that everyone is having a good qualities, and any perception is made about the student or by the student about the teachers is not the permanent. So we have to find the qualities in our teachers. We have to find the qualities in our student, and it's not necessary that every student would be of 98% or the first class, or because it's a mix of every kind of skill set. But it does not mean that the student who is not very good in the academic may not be a successful a man or successful person in the life. If I give my own example, I am not very, I have never been a very studious student, not very high level performer. But after coming out from the academics and going in the technical functions, I think it was my liking. And once I introduced to the technical functions, my internal abilities came out, and I performed much better from the academics. So it's all about that what kind of qualities you have, what is the real path for you. If we are able to find out, you yourself are able to find out, or your teachers can give you that path, or your parents can understand that where what are the qualities in my children. If those can give a path, I think that would be the right way. That the academics only is not the only platform which can give you which can bring you to at the greater height. So not to worry about that you are not very good in the academics, but the platform being given by the schools as of now. Actually, if I compare that platform, when I was studying, such kind of platform was not there. Only doing the study, no more curricular activities, no exposure to the world, But now the schools are giving such kind of platform that every student is having a very different kind of exposure. Along with this, that social media is there, that your WhatsApp university is there, but don't be misguided by those are WhatsApp universities or social media. Be focused on your studies, which is really platform, because as Ajit has already told that knowledge is necessarily required. Knowledge does not mean that we should have the bookish knowledge. Actually, knowledge means that it's a blend of everything. So knowledge is necessary for coming up in your future successes. That will give you the confidence. If we have the knowledge of any of the subjects, your voice becomes a little louder or little strong. That by it's a human psychology. You can understand the quality of the person. The subject which is liked by himself, his voice would be automatically stronger and louder on that particular subject. So my suggestions to all students would be that attitude is the most important parameters in life. So your attitude must be always a good learning, giving the respects to your parents, giving the respect to the teachers, because that the time has come in such a way that when I was in the like student like you, that the teachers were given a very high level of the respect. I think they were treated as the second god. But nowadays that I'm finding that little bit deterioration. Of course, that the time has given that kind of privilege to you, that teachers has now become a very good friend. But friend is one relations that is giving the privilege to you to be closer to them, be frank, discuss all the issues about your problems. But at the same time, that whatever the respect is necessarily required to pay to the teachers has to be given by the students, because this is not this is the ethical values actually what we have been taught from my parents and grandparents. So we should continue it. I used to say that we are the parents of a such era that जब हमारे पेरेंट्स की हम लोग बात माना करते थे और आज हमारे बच्चों की हम बात माना करते हैं, तो हम उस पीरियड के एक्चुअली पेरेंट्स हैं कि जो दोनों तरफ से इस तरह हो रहा है कि दैट आई हैड टू फॉलो माय पेरेंट्स एंड नाउ आई हैव टू फॉलो टू माय चिल्ड्रंस. So that is the time. But at the same time, I think I feel necessary that parents also has to pay the full time to their childrens. It's not only that by paying the fees in the school and I have completed my responsibility. We have to give the time. I think the time we have been in that situation that the time which was necessarily required to give the children, my families was not paid. But since I have understood that this is necessary, so my advice is to the parents is to pay the time to the children. It's not necessary that to give the presents to them, but may give them your presence. So that presence would be much beneficial to your children rather than the presents. So this is my advice is to the, of course, that parents would not be at this platform. But I used to say, because this shortcoming I have understood, but in my life, I can say that I have been very lucky in that sense that my wife had been playing this role, and I am lucky that I have a good children's, though who has who has been the scorers, who has been the good students in their career, and now they are very well placed after the very high education. So I can say that the quality time, because the discipline, what I say that discipline starts from the family. I have discussed on various platforms, and I thank to my wife that whenever that time was, the examination time was coming, and normally that usually that children are required to pay the more attention towards the study. That is the wish of every parents. So to make the discipline in my house, that my wife was used to take out the cable from the TV, and so that they should not feel that the parents. So this kind of contribution was given by the my wife and me, that for those days that there is no TV performance in the houses, so that people should the children should not feel that I am only being the pushed for the study, and that parents are enjoying their life as usual. So some such sacrifices, I cannot say this is sacrifice. This is just to give them the attention. It's a small way of the giving the attention to our children. So I I wish that these kind of platforms will nurture our students. Dalmia Vidya Mandir, with the great efforts of Dr. Rosetta Williams and all the principals, I am finding the newsletters and observing that DVM is growing every time, every year, and performance is being better and better, and being recognized at the various national platforms. Our students are, I'm not much aware about the other locations, but I am very much aware about that Rajgangpur locations, where that lot many students has performed very well, and now going to get the admissions in the IITs and medicals and various NITs. So the scores performance has been very good, well recognized. So I wish that each and every location would be performing in the similar way, or might be performing in the similar way, or rather in better way. But I'm not much aware about the other locations. So the students associated with the Dalmia Vidya Mandir, I think they are having the good future, because of the dedicated teachers and dedicated principals, and well supported designed the virtual platform by this community. So I wish every student to for a great success in future, and great success of our Dalmia Vidya Mandir as usual, as all the time. Thank you, Dr. Rosetta William, for calling me at this platform to have a little bit about that what really going in this era at the virtual platform. Thank you very much.
Thank you.